everyone, my name is Aina. This video is about alcohol production, to be specific, alcohol brewing. As you can see from the flowchart diagram is the step-by-step process of brewing beer. Step 1 is milling, Step 2 is mashing, Step 3 is lautering, Step 4 is boiling, Step 5 is whirlpooling, Step 6 is cooling, Step 7 is fermenting, Step 8 is maturing, Step 9 is filtering, and Step 10 is packaging and distribution.
Hi, my name is Hani. Usually in beer brewing process, sugarcane, barley, corn and wheat that is easily converted to sugar are used. In grain receiving storage, the plant is harvested, then cut into smaller pieces and transported by trucks to the mills as soon as possible. That is not more than 8 hours to avoid degradation. Once sugarcane arrives in the mill, it will pass through the cleaning process to wash impurities and other residue. The cleaning can be wet or dry. Usually, they will prefer dry cleaning because it does not waste water and does not lead to sucrose loss. Then, the sugarcane is ground to crush the fiber and to increase the density of material from 175 to 450 kg per meter cube. Juice extraction is made by a crusher to release sucrose. The milling process extracts the juice using 4 to 7 mill chutes with 3 to 4 pressure rollers each, while hot water around 70 degrees Celsius is passed through to improve extraction yield.
Hi, I'm Anis. Next process is mashing. Mashing is the brewer's term for the hot water steeping process, which hydrates the barley, activates the malt enzymes, and converts the grain starches into fermentable sugars. There are several key enzyme groups that take part in the conversion of the grain starches to sugars. Each of these enzymes group is favored by different temperature and pH conditions. For example, protease with an optimum working at temperature 35 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius will break down proteometric. Next is glucanase. Glucanase have an optimum temperature which is 45 degrees Celsius to 55 degrees Celsius to break down hemicellulose. And lastly is amylase. Amylase will break down starch granule and work best at 61 degrees Celsius to 67 degrees Celsius. Lautering is a process in brewing beer in which the mash is separated into the clear liquid wort and the residual grain. Lautering usually consists 3 steps, which are mash out, recirculation, and spudging. Mash out is the term for raising the temperature of the mash to 77 degrees Celsius. This temperature stops the enzymatic conversion of starches to fermentable sugars and make the mash and wort more fluid. The mash out step can be done by using external heat or simply by adding hot water. Second step is recirculation. Recirculation consists of drawing off wort from the bottom of the mash and adding it to the top. This step is monitored by use of a turbidimeter to measure solids in the wort liquid by their opacity. Last step is spudging. Spudging is a trickling water through the grain to extract sugars. This is a delicate step as the wrong temperature or pH will extract tannins from the chaff as well, resulting in a bitter brew. Spudging is typically conducted in a lauter tun. There have 2 types of spudging. First is English spudging, or also known as batch spudging. It drains the wort completely from the mash, after which more water is added, held for a while at 76 degrees Celsius, and then drained again. The second draining can be used in making a lighter-bodied, low-alcohol beer. Some homebrewers use English spudging. Second is fly spudging, or also known as German spudging, which is used by commercial breweries, and many homebrewers use continuous process spudging.
Hi, my name is Ain. Boiling. The brewers is boiled with hoop and another flavoring if used in a large tank known as a cooper and brew kettle. The boiling process is where chemical reaction take place include sterilization of the worms to remove unwanted bacteria, release the hop flavor, bitterness and aroma compound through isomerization, stopping the enzymatic process, precipitation of protein and concentration of the worms. Finally, the vapor produced during the boil volatile of flavor include dimethyl sulfide precursor. The boil is conducted so it's even and intend a continuous rolling boil. The boil on average lasts between 45 to 90 minutes. It depends on intensity, the hop addition schedule and the volume of the water the brew except the evaporate. The taste of the beer depends on the types and amount of hop used. The more hops, the bitterness the beer. As the water evaporates, the worst is concentrated to the original wolf, the meth enzyme and are deactivated and tanium and protein element are separated out from the skull trap. At the end of the boil, solid particles in the hop worms are separated out using the vessel called a whirlpool or settling tank. The principle in all is that by swelling the worms, the centripetal force will push the drop into the cone at the center of the bottom of the tank where it can be easily removed.
Hello everyone, after whirlpool process, we continue to the cooling process. It is important to cool the wort quickly while it is still hot, which is above 140 degrees Fahrenheit, where bacteria and wild yeast are inhibited. But it is very susceptible to oxidation damage as it cools. There are also the previously mentioned sulfur compounds that evolve from the wort while it is hot. If the wort is cooled slowly, dimethyl sulfide will continue to be produced in the wort without being boiled off, which causing off flavors in the finished beer. Well, the objective is to rapidly cool the wort to below 80 degrees Fahrenheit before oxidation or contamination can occur. Hello everyone, now we move on to the fermentation process. Well, basically, fermentation is the process by which yeast converts the glucose in the wort to ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide gas, which giving the beer both its alcohol content and its carbonation. To begin the fermentation process, the cooled wort is transferred into a fermentation vessel to which the yeast has already been added. If the beer being made is an ale, the wort will be maintained at a constant temperature of 68 Fahrenheit, which is 20 degrees Celsius, for about 2 weeks. And if the beer is a lager, the temperature will be maintained at 48 Fahrenheit or 9 degrees Celsius for about 6 weeks. Since fermentation produces a substantial amount of heat, the tanks must be cooled constantly to maintain the proper temperature. And these fermentation tanks hold more than 2,400 gallons or 9,085 liters, which means that it takes 4 batches of wort to fill one tank. Since fermentation takes at least 2 weeks, the capacity of the brewery is limited by how many tanks they have.
Hi, I'm Wafa. So the next step is maturing. Maturing is the process of storing alcohols in barrels for a specific period of time. The goal of maturation is to remove harsh flavors from the raw alcohol while adding distinct flavor characteristics found in the barrel's wood. The barrels or casks are often made of oak, which is sometimes charred. Other woods may be used, and each type of wood used plays a large role in determining the final flavor profile of that particular spirit. Higher quality spirits are aged for a longer period of time and have a price tag to reflect this extra mellowing time. For instance, a 50-year-old Scotch will be more expensive than a 10-year-old Scotch. The last step in beer brewing is filtering. Microfiltration is widely used in wine production to remove contaminants, which are including particulates, yeast, crystals, and bacteria that can adversely affect wine's quality. The key of filtration in winemaking is to provide stabilization. Filtering out contaminants that adversely affect stabilization occurs in primary, intermediate, and terminal filtration steps. In primary clarification, filters such as gravure technologies are used to remove solids and yeast from fermentation. In intermediate stabilization, during storage or transport, there are two sources of concern over maintaining a wine's characteristic. The first is the potential for ongoing fermentation, creating additional yeast, which can be removed prior to packaging. The second source is the ingress of extraneous contaminants, either from blanketing gases or through tank vents. Lastly, in final filtration, gravure technologies filters have been validated for the removal of organisms such as Dacara intermedia and Lactobacillus brevis.
Hi everyone, I'm Shikin and we proceed to the last step, which is packaging and distribution. Whether packaged into cans, bottles or kegs, the beer is always moved gently through the maze of piping in the bottling area. This is to preserve the natural carbonation. During bottling, additional carbon dioxide gas from the fermentation kettles is used to improve the aroma of the beer. High-speed packaging lines can process thousands of cases of beer per day, and with modern computerized control, the inventory can be tracked throughout the distribution network. Most beer is delivered from local distributors who have purchasing contracts with the major breweries. Most beer is available in the following package sizes: pony cans and bottles of about 8 fluid ounces, standard 12-ounce cans and bottles, 16 and 32 jumbo cans, 40-ounce picnic bottles, 8-gallon pony kegs, and the standard 16-gallon beer keg. Other novelty and party packages are also available. Cans and bottles are packed in 6, 8, 12, or 24 into a box or case.